Hey, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy. I'm one for Orange, aka I'm one for Areej. Back at it again with
I'm
another.
Smooge!
Holy fucking shit. The man himself, the monotype legend, is in the building.
Yeah,
What's going on,
I'm the
Smooge?
best monotype player to ever live.
Let him know. Let him know.
I demolished 6 rain teams in a row yesterday with fire. I burnt down the rain.
And then you won the tournament too with Mono Fire. Tell him about the
Dude,
Volcarona. What did that Volcarona do?
dude, I cleaned up a water team without quiver dancing because I had light screen up. And I killed everything
Oh
with
my
Leer
god.
Drain.
Is that
funny.
the defensive set too? I didn't ask.
Yeah, it was defensive. It was I have enough speed for like Jolly, Breloom, and Bisharp, and then Rust is dumped into HP and defense.
Nuts. How'd you do in Clan Wars, bro?
I went 11-0 in T2, but I didn't get. I tied with someone for MVP, and I didn't get it.
Oh no, yeah, that was Sally. That's my clanmate.
Yeah,
He got robbed.
yeah,
Well,
I got robbed.
Okay, well that is us. Yeah. So as you heard, I'm one for Orange, and this is the start of a new podcast we're doing called 300 Turns. Ideally, if you're listening to this podcast and playing, you'll probably be able to finish a whole 300 turn game or so by the time this shit's over. This is just a very audio based commentary based on controversial topics in the Pokemon Planet meta. If you're familiar with my channel, I do breakdowns more specifically on stuff I can tackle on my own. But Smooge is here to push me around and be a dick. And yeah, essentially that's that.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm a dick.
he will be a permanent host on this podcast. And we hope to have extra permanent hosts possibly in the future, as well as special guests. And today's topic is going to be on Mega Evolution. This is a topic that, if you're playing the Pokemon Planet games, you know that we haven't had Megas in the game yet, and they'll be coming in Unity. So that'll be really cool. And if you might not know a whole lot about Mega Evolution, if Pokemon Planet is your first MMO or Pokemon game, period, but that's why Smooge is here with me. He has a ton of experience with Megas. Tell
Yeah.
him how it works in PRO.
So I play Pro, which is another MMO, and we have Mega Evolution. We have stuff like Landorus and all that, and Mega Evolution there is just it's you click the Mega Evolve button, and all of a sudden you have stats. Also, I forgot to accept the battle. Hold on.
No, I just sent it now. Don't worry.
Okay, there's 2 of them on my screen.
Yep.
I was like, oh wait, am I forgetting? But yeah, I'm just gonna I don't know what to lead with, but yeah, so yeah, you just click the Mega Evolve button and your Pokemon becomes stronger pretty much. And that's all there is to it.
Instantly.
You get a new
you get
form, you get new ability, you get more stats. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's really cool. And then when we're talking in the Pokemon Planet meta specifically, Hoopa Unbound to stall break me here. Another big threat we might be getting. I hope they do the forms, man, like Shaman Sky, even. I don't know, maybe hot take. But keep in mind that a lot of this will be theory mining for the Pokemon Planet meta. A lot of the stuff we'll be saying is not going to be factual in that regard, and it's based on our opinions on what could be happening with the meta. So don't take these words as actual Bible, but definitely come in with your own opinion and listen to what we have to say.
Yeah, I've played a lot of different, Pokemon versions of Pokemon. Like there was a point where I played PokeMMO, I played Pixelmon, I played Pro, I even played P1 for like basically just a story. I played and now this game. Not to mention Showdown. I played a lot of Showdown. I also played Pokemon Online back in the day, which is shutting down now. Fun fact.
Yeah,
it's really
just
sad.
caught the news. That is sad.
Actually, the news came out on August 2nd, but I didn't see it until today.
You're probably frustrated at me for not clicking a button, but that's because real quick I wanted to talk about. I have my Mega Tyranitar out, and I wanted to kind of go in depth about the Gen 6 versus Gen 7 Mega Evolution. So, a few things to know about Mega Evolution. The difference between Gen 6 and Gen 7, which what kind do you have in PRO? It is Gen 7 based, right?
Yeah, in Pro we have Gen 7, so
on my
you go.
Oh, sure. So on my screen right now, I'm showing off the Tyranitar stats in Smogon. And as you can see, Tyranitar does gain stats when it Mega Evolves, but notably the difference between Gen 6 and Gen 7 is what speed it takes the form of on the turn it Mega Evolve. So the one that's more commonly adapted now is the Gen 7 based, where when I'm about to Mega Evolve on this Heatran right now, I'm not going to be a 61 speed Tyranitar, I'm going to be 71 speed. In Gen 6, you take the form of your base form on the turn you Mega Evolve, so that would be 61 speed. Therefore, there's a little bit of a nuisance when you're running something like Mega Beedrill, which doubles its speed essentially when it Mega Evolves and forces you into running Protect.
Yeah, and if you don't know, Protect sucks.
Yes,
it's literally a waste of a move slot, unless you're like toxic also.
Definitely, yeah. And unless you're running like some kind of toxic wish stall thing, like you were saying,
or sub.
For sub, yep, it's definitely more often than not a waste of a move slot. And also, I wanted to go over that while I had the T-Tar in play, but why don't you tell the fans about your channel? Anything they may not know? What kind of content you post?
I just post PvP, and I post myself acting like an idiot for 40 minutes usually.
Incredible. So that's Smooge. You can check him out. There will be links in the description to see that. On my channel, I already went over what I do. So you can just enjoy this battle while we shoot the shit before we start talking about some megas. Ugh, I really hope I can break this team quick. I love that in the beta too. I can see the feed here. So you just cleared both of our rocks. Get that knockoff up. That's what's cool about Mega Evolution too. So you just use knockoff on me. And I'm sure we'll be going more in depth on this example by example. But yeah, essentially knockoff does give you a resist essentially, or Mega Evolution gives you a resist to knockoff, which is really cool. You don't take the full 97.5 base power, you only take the 65.
Here's another thing is that you don't have to Mega Evolve either on the turn that you bring out your Mega Pokemon. So like for example, I think this Latios is clicking like Draco Meteor or something. So I think maybe normal Charizard lives it, but Mega doesn't because I gained the Dragon type. So I'm gonna Dragon Dance Raw here, and I died anyway because it's probably life. Yeah, but you know, you see what I mean?
Dude, that could have been such a sick example. Oh no. Does this get pursued?
No, I wish it did.
That would be cool.
80.
I mean,
all right, that did 20. It did 60.
That's a bug.
That has to be a bug.
That's a bug.
Is it special?
Are you getting? You got buffeted twice, by the way, again.
Yeah. Okay, so the beta is really buggy right now.
I'm mixed spread, but I am careful.
Okay.
Dang, this isn't looking too hot right now.
It's okay. I win with Kyurem.
Yes, you do. That Kyurem black in the back. Another notable thing during this podcast today, there are other Pokemon that definitely got added in Gen 6 and Gen 7, like the Tapus and the Genies. But we won't be talking about that as crazy today. We'll just be talking about, that's the damage I need. We'll just be talking about Megas, if possible. Double buffeted by Sandstorm.
Yeah, the damage you need.
It's so stupid, sucks. Bro.
Did you live?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
No,
I'm used to the X showing up like on the switch in turn.
Dude, I wonder if sand turns are even like bugged like that too.
I think Sandrush didn't work.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Why'd I do this?
I stayed in because I remember Sandrush not working yesterday.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Crazy.
I think I lost.
Did you? I don't know.
You don't have Earthquake.
You're right, but I clicked T-Bolt.
You're a monster.
That is a lot of damage. I don't know. It's going to be close. I mean, Latios is just so strong. All right, this thing was Scarf yesterday. Sack this shit. So we are playing the Unity beta, and I gave a better spiel about this yesterday, and I don't have the paste bin open, dog. So that kind of sucks. But if you are interested in checking out the beta, I'll have a link in the description. There's a couple admins that are being really good about testing this. Wait, you clicked Outrage. Fuck. I could have tanked it with Tangrowth.
Oh, you crit me.
I crit you, but damn, that did nothing.
Oh, confused?
Confusion.
That's good for me.
Kinda, yeah, it is. Hmm. Good thing I have Pursuit.
Uh-huh. You know, it's
Uh-huh.
funny, it probably does get pursued.
Should have doubled. Hmm. Well, this is going to be an interesting turn of events here. I really should have doubled.
I think I still won if if you doubled, because Sand would end next turn, and I just click Ice
Mm.
Beam.
Yeah, true. You should just win with Ice Beam.
I invested in Special Attack. Oh, I meant to click Knockoff.
Yeah. Trying to be careful. But anyway, yeah, so we'll wrap up this game, and then I do have a link in the description for you to be able to check out this beta, and also a paste bin of a bunch of teams that Smooge didn't make, but he gathered a resource of a huge bank of teams. Dude, imagine if I live right here.
You
I have
might.
24 SPDF.
You actually might.
I have 24 SPDF.
Okay, good.
Damn, the stats are correct. That sucks. I was hoping that, I don't know, maybe something would bug. GG, man. GG.
Let's go.
Good game. It's crazy. There's so many bugs in the beta, but I hope you're able to check it out and get what you can from it. Submit the bugs that you need.
I mean, the more bugs you find, the more get fixed, you know?
100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, this isn't like normal Pokemon Planet where they're considered features.
Yes. They've been features for years. I keep typing in Showdown like Mega Lucario, which is the first example we'll be talking about here. But I'm typing in like Mega Space Lucario and it's not coming up. So embarrassing.
You know what my favorite Pokemon Planet feature is?
Tell me.
Electrode not getting Reflect, man. That's crazy.
That's nuts. Yeah. That's so nuts. Is it supposed to get it from TM too?
It's supposed to be the transfer move.
But it's like before Gen 3. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I hope this get updated. Anyway, yeah.
So this first section we'll be going over here. We're going to go over the fan favorites. Now, unfortunately, with the fan favorites, more often than not, unless your favorite Pokemon is Charizard, the Mega Evolution is deemed too powerful for standard play. And if you're familiar with Smogon tiering, it's banned to Ubers, which means you can't play it in OU, which is essentially the standard format in PvP and tournaments in most Pokemon MMOs. They have their own exclusive Uber tournament. And a lot of these they're way too powerful, man, for standard. Like, Lucario is a behemoth. Awesome, cool design, but what pushes the Lucario over the top, man? Let him know.
So, Mega Lucario has an ability called Adaptability, which doubles its stab moves. So, instead of close combat being 120 base power, it becomes 240. And Meteor Mash becomes 180, and Bullet Punch becomes Steel-type Extreme Speed.
Yeah.
And everything it has kills everything because it has the power of God for no reason.
Yeah, its stats are fucking obscene, especially coupled with the adaptability, like you said. It has this really nice speed tier of 112, which you said yesterday. It doesn't even need this shit.
It doesn't even need
like,
it. Like, you know, okay, so like if you ever like used or seen Lucario and like PPO, usually it's either Adamant or Jolly, but I think Adamant is probably better because the raw damage output it has, it's really strong, right? So yeah. Mega Lucario can do the same thing because it has the raw damage. You know, it doesn't need like to be faster than Gengar because all of a sudden it has a extreme speed that hits it, you know?
Yeah, and then of course stuff like Bullet Punch too. Like more often than not, the Lucario set that's used in PPO, the standard Lucario, of course, not the Mega, is Swords Dance, and then both Extreme Speed and Bullet Punch usually are on that. Mine wasn't. I didn't have Bullet Punch on mine in T1. And also I was going to say, I did use Jolly Lucario in PPO, but that's just for other Lucarios. Like in the old T1, when it was really busted, I wanted to be sure I beat the Adamant ones in a 1v1.
It's weird. I never see Lucario in a battle queue at all. I think it's pretty good.
It's really good. I was beating Stall with it. It's pretty, like Ice Punch Lucario for Gliscor is also pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, this fan favorite is definitely too powerful. I'm going to show him the Skarmory calc that you told me about yesterday. So like Skarmory, full defensive, it dies to 2 close combats unboosted, and that's Jolly.
Yeah.
So this shit doesn't even, like, It's fucking insane. This damage is nuts. It's gonna be Omega banned.
You know, speaking of close combat, you know what's funny is
hmm
that Chansey actually lives a life orb close combat from Jolly Lucario. I just thought
That
that was funny.
is that's kind of crazy. Dude, I want to see how much Tangrowth takes from a close combat, like full Fizz Death. Wow, it's also like a 2-hit KO. If you're Addy, it's a 2-hit KO on Fizz Death Tangrowth. What
Yeah,
kind of damage is that?
basically get up rocks and you win. That's it.
Yeah, rocks and you win. So Lucario is going to be Omega banned. I don't I don't think we need to really go crazy on Mewtwo either.
Yeah, I mean Mewtwo's obviously already an Uber. Uh,
Yes.
it has two megas. It has X and Y. X is physical and Y is special. Even
Yep.
though that being said, physical does run mixed usually. Because Mewtwo's special move pool is way better than its physical. It does have close combat and like Zen Headbutt, but you know it has like things like Ice Beam, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, everything you could ever want.
Yeah.
So
Zen Headbutt's
physical is
such
basically
like,
just mixed.
dude, Zen Headbutt is such like a fake
It's such
like
a fake
physical
move.
psychic move. I hate that move.
It's
And
just
like Psycho Cut is equally like as fake.
no, dude. If you're in Psycho Cut on like Medicham, you're a weenie.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Mewtwo's a case where the Pokemon's already an Uber with Mewtwo. No chance it'll ever fall to OU. Wow, I mean that might time age really badly, to be honest, with all the power creep. But nah, Mewtwo's really good on its own. Its base form is an Uber. Its Megas are definitely going to be an Uber as well. No questions asked. Is that what you got to say about Mewtwo?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, what about this absolute demon, Mega Gengar?
Yeah, so Mecha Gengar is definitely Uber. It almost got banned from Ubers at one point because it has a set where it can basically 1v1 any Pokemon in the game. It has Perish Song and has Shadow Tag, by the way, which is makes it so you can't switch. So it's already
Yep.
banned just by principle. And then it has Perish Song, Destiny Bond, so it could form like sets to literally just, you know what, I want that Pokemon gone, so I'm gonna trap it and Destiny Bond it or Perish Song, and it can't do anything about it because I have Destiny, or because I have a Shadow Tag, right?
Yes, yes. Like, dude, it's so broken fundamentally too. Like looking at the stats of Mega Gengar, you have 130 speed, 170 special attack. Like you are an excellent revenge killer as it is.
Yeah,
Those are
not
such
only,
good stats.
yeah, and on top of all being able to pick what Pokemon you want to remove from the game,
Mhm.
you get to click some of the best offensive moves in the game, being Sludge Wave and Shadow Ball, especially
Yeah.
Shadow Ball, coming off a 170 special deck, which is insane.
But bro, the point I was gonna make is like, despite these insane offenses, it runs a pussy set. Like it runs
Yeah.
protect sub and shit. Just because like it doesn't even need to KO you with its force. Like in the off chance you're living a move, Shadow Tag prevents you from switching, which is fundamentally broken. We were talking a bit about how Arena Trap and Shadow Tag are pretty controversial in the regular OU metagame as it is, making the metagame usually really unhealthy. But it's nuts. Like Mega Gengar is kind of the poster child of that in a sense, where literally it's not even running the offensive moves. It's just trapping you and switching out without even attacking you in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fundamentally broken. Like when you implement Arena Trap or Shadow Tag in a meta, and then you're forcing every single Pokemon in the game, like Shed Shell, Clefable, and stuff like that, just so you don't get trapped. It's just so unhealthy, man.
All right, you want to talk about the next one?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Mega Rayquaza. This thing was banned from Ubers.
hmm
It was banned to the tier. It was banned to a tier that it only it exists in because it's just that good. So actually, there's a lot of people who don't know why it was banned. So basically, Mega Rayquaza doesn't need to hold a Mega Stone. All it needs is to move Dragon Ascent, which means you can run Mega Rayquaza with Life Orb, and it has like base 180 in both attacking stats. It has 115 defenses, it's normal HP, and then 115 speed. So it's like,
Yeah.
actually, I think it's 120 speed. It's something.
It's 115 speed and 100
Okay.
defenses.
Okay.
And quick question, was AG a tier before Rayquaza was banned?
No, it did
No,
not exist
so
before Rayquaza.
that's what I thought. So AG was created because of this Mega.
Yeah, on top of all of that, on top of its insane stats and being able to hold an item while it Mega Evolves, it has an ability that weakens all super effective moves against flying types.
Yep.
So Ice Beam is no longer 4 times effective. Rock type is neutral. What else is Electric is not very effective. Yeah.
Yes. I didn't know I don't know, I'm such a noob, dude. I didn't know that's how the ability worked. I thought Dragon was neutral too, but Dragon is still super effective.
Basically its only weakness is Dragon and Fairy. It's Kingdra basically.
Interesting. Okay. Yep. Cool.
Oh,
Cool.
Also Ice, but only one next. I forgot about Ice.
And then, like, Rayquaza is also a Pokemon similar to Mewtwo in a way, where it's actually not in PPO as it is right now, and it is in Uber. So when this is added, if it is added, and it gets the Mega Stone, it's very obvious what the fate of it'll be, but it's still a fan favorite, definitely infamous in creating a tier. And yeah, I don't know, just the access to moves like Dragon Ascent, Dragon Dance, Extreme Speed. Does it even need Dragon Dance? Like, it's just fucking nuts. It runs Swords Dance, doesn't it?
I don't think it gets Swords Dance. I'm not sure.
I thought it did. Maybe that's like Gen 8. I don't know.
I don't think it. No, I don't think so.
I'm lying through my teeth, huh? No, it does get Swords Dance, bro.
Oh, it does? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
I think it still runs Dragon Dance.
Okay. You got anything else to say about this? It's definitely an icon.
Not really.
Yeah,
no,
cool design though.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool design.
+1 the design. Mega Blaziken is one we got next. You have some good takes about Blaziken. Why don't you take it away?
All right, so my personal thoughts on Blaziken in the first place is that it should have been retested, because I don't think it's quite broken. In PPO meta, I think it's broken for sure, but
okay,
I'm talking like Gen 6 OU or RAS OU. Man, that shit wasn't broken. That thing is garbage in Gen 8. It's UU in Gen 8.
Yeah. Yeah, it was allowed for a time period in PPO. They even allowed Greninja, and they allowed Speed Boost Blaziken and Blaziken. It's interesting, like, I don't know, maybe this is a bit too much of a tangent, but I've always heard this argument with Blaziken, like, ban Speed Boost on Blaziken. Have you heard that argument too, or is that just like a noob point of view of all this?
That's actually a thing. We have that in Pro. We banned Speed Boost Blaziken, but not normal Blaziken. Same thing with Protean Greninja, but not Torrent. You never see either. So there's like people complain and whine and beg for this to happen, but then they don't even use it. So like, there's no point. That being said,
and then
I don't think it's quite broken Blaziken, but I could be wrong. I've never, that's why I wanted to see it. I want to see it tested. I think in Gen 7, it might be a little over the top because of Z moves, which is, I don't know if we're going to talk about that later.
I don't think we'll have time to.
Okay, basically Z moves suck.
Yeah, Z moves. Hey, that's, oh boy. Z moves are not the best mechanic, and Z moves were implemented in Gen 7. Megas were implemented in Gen 6, so some Pokemon, as a result, they got extra tools in Gen 7. And just a little thing about Z moves, they have the same properties as a Mega Stone, where you can't knock them off, which another knockoff nerf I always support, but yeah, maybe Z moves are a little over the top. Before we move on from this, I was gonna say that I really like the example you gave with how Blaziken is actually stronger than Mega Blaziken. Like, even though we're talking about Mega Blaziken possibly being the one that's banned, like, Life Orb Blaziken hits harder than Mega Blaziken.
Yeah, the only time it doesn't, I think, is when you run specially offensive Mega Blaziken, which can be cool with, like, HP Ice or something, but it's just not worth it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then that means Mega Blaziken is more banned by principle, and it's not... I mean, it's Mega Blaziken on its own is probably, like, still too strong for OU, but, yeah, it's banned by principle in a way because it's very easy to ban that Blaziken is banned, too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not the... I didn't describe that the best way, but I think it makes sense. Like, just to show Blaziken is actually technically stronger.
I just found a Dratini. All right, next.
Congrats, dude. What if you get a Manaphy on this podcast?
I'm at 80, training an Aggron.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh shit, I got outraged.
So hey, we have some controversial ones coming up next. So these ones are all ones that'll probably, well, definitely be banned, given the change to Unity and whatnot. And even though I did say that this is very largely based around theory modding, a lot of the topics that I've just gone over are a little more commonsensical to those that are understanding of the meta and how megas will truly impact it. But a few of these have always been controversial coming up. And I think the pinnacle of that is probably Mega Metagross. Now, I know you have strong thoughts on Mega Metagross in PRO. So how about you give us a little rundown on that?
Okay, so a lot of people see Mega Metagross, they look at its stats, and they're like, wow. Sorry, I'm trying to like reach down and grab something. Wow, this Pokemon's broken because it has insane stats. But in Gen 6, it was not banned. It was it had to run Protect, or no, actually it didn't. But in Gen 6, it didn't have the auto speed boost, so it will get better in Gen 7 because of the, or in like PPO because of the Gen 7 mechanics. But I don't think, okay, so basically the reason why Mega Metagross was even banned in Gen 7 is because of all the terrains that were being thrown around. So if you don't know, these 4 Pokemon called Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Bulu, and Feeny, they all have an ability that summons a terrain, and all the terrains benefited Metagross a lot, such as Misty Terrain blocking status, Grassy Terrain weakening ground moves and healing you with basically giving you leftovers, Electric Terrain boosting electric moves and preventing sleep, and Psychic Terrain boosting psychic moves and stopping priority. So basically, all 4 of those give Metagross some kind of boost, basically, you know? Electric makes it so stuff like
Thunder Punch.
Yeah, Thunder Punch. Stuff like Slowbro and Skarmory can no longer wall it. And then Psychic Terrain makes it so stuff like Bisharp can't just click Sucker Punch and get rid of it. You know, it's really, really strong. And not to mention Grassy Terrain, removing its Earthquake weakness, basically, and giving it leftovers, which is already insane.
Yeah, recovery on a mon that doesn't naturally get recovery is cool. I don't think it usually makes the use of the Psychic Terrain in terms of, well, the Bisharp example, obviously, but the example I'm trying to give is it doesn't always run Zen Headbutt on its set, right?
Yeah, like, that's another thing, is that Metagross has 4 moveslot syndrome, where it has so many moves, but it can never figure out which ones it actually wants. That usually makes Metagross kind of fall behind sometimes, because there are some games where it just wants, let's say it wants Hammer Arm, but it doesn't have it, and now all of a sudden your Metagross isn't doing much because it just doesn't have it, and you're walled by, like, I don't know, let's say Ferrothorn for some reason. Your team sucks, but you know, all of a sudden Metagross just isn't doing anything because you don't have it, and you know, that's a big problem with Metagross.
Going through the Smogon sets for it, and that's a really good point. Like, unlike on Bisharp, for example, where you're always going to be running stuff like Sucker Punch, Knock Off, and Iron Head, those are the pinnacle moves on a Bisharp set. Metagross doesn't have that. I would say the closest thing is even Meteor Mash, and you don't always even run Meteor Mash on Mega Metagross, for example. It has a huge variety with what it can do, and that's what maybe to some people pushes it over the edge with stuff like Rock Polish and its enormous coverage to allow you to just blow through teams. But yeah, it definitely struggles to find exactly what it needs to do with its set, unless you're a very experienced team builder, maybe, and you know exactly the role Mega Metagross needs to provide to your team.
Yeah, so in conclusion, that's why I don't think it'll be broken in Pokemon Planet, because we don't have terrains, nor, and also it will still have its moveslot syndrome problem. That's how it is in Pro right now. It's good, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but it has so many problems with its moveset.
So I have a few follow-up questions for you, because this is a Pokemon that was unbanned in Gen 6, as you mentioned and described. Basically, because of the lack of terrain. And partially, I know this isn't the argument, and I want to make that very clear. It was over the top because of the terrains, but also because of the fact some people perceive it in Gen 6 to be weaker because of the fact it started at 70 base speed instead of 110.
So it wasn't actually unbanned. It was just never banned. It was actually UU for
really?
Almost the entirety of X and Y and ORAS.
But I want to ask you two questions. So aside from the Skarmory example, how do you think terrain exactly will make it weaker and worth giving a shot in Pokemon Planet? Do you think just the removal of its ability to check those things specifically is the big thing to allow it to be tested? What other benefits does the terrain really add to it? Bisharp matchup, the Skarmory matchup, are there any others you can think of?
Slowbro. Any bulky water, it can never break past without electric terrain, usually. You can get lucky with, like, Meteor Mash and Zen Headbutt, I guess, but other than that.
And then also the big one is the Earthquake weakness, right? Where with the grassy terrain, it can switch into Earthquake freely.
Yeah.
But yeah, you still have to
with Misty terrain, it can switch into Scald, so it makes bulky waters, like, not really a check anymore.
Yeah, true. It does have really good special defense with 110, too. And then the second question I had for you, this was in PRO, as you said. How's it functioning in PRO? How do you like to use it? How healthy does it feel?
It feels pretty healthy. It doesn't really... It never feels like it's overwhelming. Yeah, that's all I can really say about it.
It's just a really strong...
Much, yeah. It's just a strong Pokemon. I think there are plenty of Megas that are better in it. For example, Alakazam and Scizor. And even... I'd even say Lopunny is probably better. Or Medicham. Probably both of those. I think it's in the top 5. I think it's 5.
Well, cool. That pretty much sums up what I was going to ask you about that. So, yeah, I really hope they give this a chance in Pokemon Planet when it's released. I hope they don't see the Uber tag from Gen 7 and just auto ban it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Yeah, and we're going to rally on the forums, right? That's the plan?
Yep. If it's banned, I'm making a forum post, frame 1, if that thing gets banned.
We'll ping you guys all in the comments, all the listeners, for you guys to go and +1 that. So be sure to do that. Anything else you want to throw at Mega Metagross? I think this is a big one, but I think we handled all the arguments for it.
Its speed tier is nice, I guess.
Yeah, its speed tier is really nice.
You know, it's really good. It speed ties with Gengar, which kind of sucks because Gengar is annoying, but...
Yeah, true. Yeah. But it is faster than stuff like Terrakion and Keldeo.
Yeah, which that's pretty good. It's pretty big.
Being slower than those would be brutal, and even Infernape to some extent, I would say, like being faster than Infernape. Even though I don't think Infernape really scales well into the meta with Megas, I think Infernape is still an okay example.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So how about this demon we got up? You see the one I'm looking at here?
Yep. So. Mega Sableye. I have a lot of choice words to say to Sableye that I probably cannot say on this recording. But this Pokemon is so fucking stupid. It makes the game so boring. I know a lot of people on here hate Stall, so most will agree with me that Mega Sableye should probably just stay banned.
And this is crazy too. Keep in mind
this is coming that keep in mind I am a Stall player.
Yeah.
Like, I used to play a lot of Stall, and I even made a Stall video on here. So, like, coming from a Stall player, that Mega Sableye is just stupid. It's just... Oop, I just got a text message, I'm sorry. Yeah, this Pokemon's
You are
dumb.
fine. Yeah, this Pokemon's dumb. It has great mixed bulk. Like, Sableye on its own actually doesn't have the best bulk, and it's crazy. Like, base Sableye and PPO, I would even say... You can disagree with me as an experienced Stall player, but I would say Sableye does have a small niche on Stall. With being able to check like Conkeldurr. It has just enough bulk to be able to switch into those knockoffs and pranks to recover it off and whatnot. So Recover, Will-O-Wisp, Nightshade. It has a small niche. It has stuff going for it already.
Yeah,
and that's with 75
defense. A nice one.
But yeah, you should try that out.
I probably will one day, whenever I'm feeling bored. But yeah, the reason why it was banned in Gen 6 specifically, it's not banned in Gen 7, which I agree with. I don't think it's broken in Gen 7, But in Gen 6, you basically have to run something on every team just so you don't get 6-0'd by like Mega Sableye stall, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And
I
this,
think is completely unhealthy.
yeah, it's very unhealthy to build your whole team around. Like it, Landorus is a very overwhelming Pokemon by usage, for example. And if you aren't familiar with usage stats or Landorus in particular, Landorus is a Pokemon that fetches up to 50% usage rate in the OU metas. Is it that high in Gen 6? I know it's for sure in Gen 7 that high.
On Gen 6 right now, it's probably not that high.
Okay. Well, yeah, by usage, Landorus is on half the teams, but I would argue that teams aren't, even though they're actively considering Landorus in team building, it's not putting a crutch on team building where you're forced to run specific comps and Pokemon to counter exactly Landorus. It has more of an array of counters and checks to it, where Mega Sableye has very specific answers. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Mega Sableye was banned at the end of Gen 6 as well, right before they shut off the tiering changes, right?
It was actually banned after Gen 7 came out. It was banned like a
Oh,
week
okay.
after Gen 7 started, I believe. I could be wrong. But basically, yeah, it's close to what you said.
It's been controversial for a long time. And then thinking about how stall teams can be building, Magic Bounce is an incredible utility ability to be able to have, I like the ring of that, on your stall team. And currently, your option for Magic Bounce is Xatu. And you have a few things to say about the strengths of Xatu and how it's strong on stall.
Yeah, I use Xatu stall. I can actually probably link you that team now because my internet is working.
Yeah, yeah.
But Xatu is very interesting. Funny thing about Xatu is that even when it's EV trained, bold, it has less stats. Like its HP and defense are lower than Dragonite, base
Crazy.
Dragonite, which is pathetic. But its ability is just it literally carries it. So hold on, this is the team I used for a very long time. I had Defog instead of Quiver Dance on the Volcarona. But yeah, I used Defog Volcarona paired with Xatu and Avalugg to just shut down any form of hazards. Only time hazards really went up was with Tyranitar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that can bully you a bit.
But everything else, kind of, I walled literally every other rocker, you know?
Damn, this team is so heat with the fucking Impish Avalugg. I'll throw the paste in the description if anyone wants to check it out.
Yeah, I don't
But
mind.
the argument that I want to make here is how Sableye just takes Zatu's role and pretty much invalidates Zatu. Like, Sableye is just a million times better than Zatu on stall. Would you agree,
Oh
mostly?
yeah, easily.
Yeah, yeah. And it's very restrictive to team building. So yeah, when this comes around, don't know if I would I wouldn't be opposed to trying it out for a short period of time. I don't think I would want to outright ban it immediately. Um, but I think it's something that has to be monitored, and I think it's something that should be properly tested before we either just give it the reins to do what it can in the tier or just outright ban it altogether. I don't think either is fair. What do you think?
So in pro, we did test it actually, and
Mm-hmm.
it lasted a week and a half maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's quick.
Yeah, that thing is so
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with it. Do you have anything else you want to say about Mega Sableye?
Uh, Other than it's ugly and it's annoying and I hate it, no.
Yeah, true. Our closing thoughts on Mega Rayquaza are like cool design. This one, middle finger to it.
It has a cool design. I hate it.
Does it actually have a cool design?
Yeah,
I mean, that's argumentative. I don't think so.
I guess so. I like the big gem, big rock. You know, I mean, I like to say that most Mega Sableye users eat rocks. So
Oh, I guess it is fitting in that case. All right, another controversial one then. Definitely controversial, and that's Mega Mawile.
Mawile. Mawile has
Mawile.
a cool little ability called Huge Power, and a cool little attack stat called 105. Which I think it's like 339 times 2, so it's like 678 unboosted, which is crazy. It has the highest attack of any Pokemon unboosted. I'm pretty sure. And
Yes. Yes, I'm
not
looking
only
at that
that,
right now.
it gets access to Swords Dance. It gets access to Sucker Punch. It has good moves like Play Rough, Iron Head, Fire Fang. Iron Head probably isn't used that much. Steel coverage is pretty bad usually, but
Usually, unless you're a steel type, yeah. Like,
yeah,
that's
but
the only
even in
argument.
Mawile's case, usually it wants a knockoff instead of that.
True, yep.
But yeah, just to put it in perspective, Mega Mawile Sucker Punch does like either 1% more or less than Adamant Black Glasses Bisharp Sucker Punch. It's one of those, which is
So I'm
insane.
gonna check out that calc right now. Yeah.
Yeah, just do it against like Abomasnow or something.
Sure, yeah. Abomasnow here. All right, so we have a Sucker Punch Adamant doing 56 to 66%. Let me get up the Black Glasses Bisharp here. Black Glasses, Sucker Punch. Okay, it's 1% less, but still, bro.
Yeah, that's insane, right?
That's insane. Yeah, yeah.
So like, just imagine this Steel Fairy type that's basically just Bisharp now has set up, and it has Fire coverage, Fairy coverage, and Dark coverage. What do you do?
Oh yeah,
You send out
Ferrothorn's
your
not even
Arcanine, and that's it.
Yeah, you have your Arcanine. I mean, you're set if you have Arcanine, but fuck, you really want to have Impish Arcanine on every team, like T1 again? I don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's such a snooze fest. Yeah, I agree. Mega Mawile. Mega Mawile is something else, all right. I mean, and dude, it only has 50 speed. You can definitely counter this, right? Just send out something faster, right? No, Sucker Punch. And also, I think 50 speed actually isn't that bad. Like,
Yeah,
it gives you
Azumarill.
flexibility in what you can do. Now, sure, the bulkiest set you can run is max HP, max attack, and you can just take those hits with your new bulk, 125 defense, 95 speed F. You can be very comfortable with a max HP set. However, if you do run a Jolly Nature with max speed, you do hit 219 speed, which can catch in an MMO. You can actually catch some max speed Adamant Tyranitars with that. Like, doesn't that just sound fucking crazy? Just if they're running like a 28 speed Adamant T-Tar, your Mega Mawile is faster.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And you can even catch like bold washes that just aren't EV trained properly. Like, you send it out and you're like, okay, I'm gonna burn this. Nope. So there's a lot of tech you can do, even with its slow 50 speed. Azumarill is an example that's an epidemic in PPO with only 50 speed, but it can be so flexible with what it does with that. Comparatively, I would say, compared to slow Pokemon. Like, the speed tier is very deceptively good with what you can do.
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't know. It's a good speed tier, honestly, for what it is.
Man, and we're forgetting, like, it comes out as a Mawile. You get Hypercutter to ignore Intimidate, or you get Intimidate yourself. Like, so its bulk gets immediately better when it comes in on a physical attacker.
This is like some. I have a pretty cap opinion.
What's your cap opinion?
Or a hot take? Oh, I said cap opinion. That was weird. But yeah, hot take. I think Hypercutter's its best ability. At least in Pro, I like it, or liked it.
Liked it before it was banned.
Yeah, Hypercutter lets you okay, so basically switching happens before Mega Evolving. So let's say I'm a Mawile in front of Ferrothorn, and I'm about to click Sword Stance. So I Mega Evolve, click Sword Stance. They switch into their Landorus to intimidate me first. It doesn't go through because of Hypercutter. So all of a sudden, I just Sword Stance in this Landorus's face, and then I click Play Rough because I'm living in Earthquake anyway.
Crazy. Yeah, because of your bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's that hot of a take. I think it's close to a 50-50. Like, Intimidate is a broken ability, but Hypercutter on Mega Mawile is actually really good too. So, I don't know. It's kind of... We'll talk about Mega Pinsir later, and maybe this isn't quite the same thing, but Hypercutter is really good on Pinsir.
Yeah,
but some people are weird and run Moxie too. Like, you can abuse Moxie to some extent, but
yeah,
Hypercutter does become a good ability on Megas. So yeah, do you want to just like auto ban this, or what would you do? I kind of want to test it. Oh boy.
I mean, I'm down for testing it, but if it was up to me, I don't want to ban
it. Yeah. I have a really good one in my box, bro. I've been saving. Maybe that's my bias.
Oh yeah.
It's 31 attack, 29 speed Addy. I'm ready to use it. Come at me. But I don't know. Bias aside, I think it would be okay to try out for a little bit, but all the points I'm mentioning and sleeping on it last night, I'm slowly deciding that, yeah, I think it's a little too flexible for an MMO. It can just be a little over the top. And the other thing that I haven't brought up to this point is the fact that it is an extremely rare Pokemon. So giving people the, I guess, idea to go hunt it and get a 1 in 3,000 encounter and then ban it, it's probably worse to give people the false hope than outright banning it. I think
I
that's
agree.
also a weird take, but and Brody's definitely never considered the player base in making those decisions. But yeah, if it were up to me, I would either be very vocal about the fact that it'll be suspected for a short time or just outright ban it in this case.
Yeah. All right, next one, Kangaskhan.
Yeah, definitely. Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan.
So, Mega Kangaskhan. This Pokemon is banned because it has a move called Seismic Toss and an ability called Parental Bond, which lets its moves hit twice. But normally, its moves are weakened on the second hit by 75%, but not Seismic Toss. So all of a sudden, you have a Seismic Toss that's always doing 200 damage, and there's no counterplay. You know, it doesn't even have to run attack investment. It can run HP and speed. It has base 100 speed, which is, it's a good speed tier. And then Seismic Toss is just, it does 200 flat damage. So anything that doesn't have 100 HP, 100 base HP, is just getting to it KO'd.
Yep.
And there are very few Pokemon that aren't fighting types that can deal with Kangaskhan in one hit. So it's basically
nuts.
always getting a kill. And
It's bold.
On top of that, it has Power Up Punch and Return and Sucker Punch and all these good moves. And Power Up Punch specifically boosts its attack by its Sword Stance that does damage, fighting type damage. It's crazy.
Yep. That is a very crazy fact. And I think like the Sucker Punch example too. Let's say there's something with a sub in front of you and it thinks it's safe, like a sub Chandeler's in front of you. I don't know. I guess in that case you have other moves because somehow you're base 100 speed, so you're faster than Chandelure, but you're running the max HP, max attack set. You can Sucker Punch, break the sub, and then the second hit from Parental Bond can kill the Chandelure if it's weak enough.
Here's another thing. Before it Mega Evolves, it actually has Scrappy, so you can even not Mega Evolve and just hit it with a Return.
True. Yep.
And then
That's
get burned
crazy.
by Flame Body because this game sucks.
Oh boy. But yeah, Mega Kangaskhan is definitely broken in the sense that it has moves it can abuse. Like if you're not a base 100 HP Pokemon, which allows you to hit 404 HP, therefore live that Seismic Toss example Smooge was giving, the only other way you can live Seismic Toss over 2 turns from Parental Bond is if you have leftovers. And
like base
yeah,
90.
I don't know. Leftovers is a great item, but I think there's too limited counterplay to the Seismic Toss set.
Yeah.
100%. So, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this mon, to be honest. I don't even really want to try it just because it's fundamentally broken, but I liked what you were talking about to me where if they did a complex ban, it could be interesting and worth trying.
Yeah, see, okay, so I'm of the mindset that complex bans usually shouldn't be, it shouldn't be what you go for, but in an MMO setting, I don't think it's too bad to just diversify yourself a little bit. Like, I think complex bans are fun, you know? Like, if I could use Darkrai without Nasty Plot, dude, I'd be fucking spamming Darkrai, not because it's good, but because I like Darkrai, right?
Yeah, sure.
And it's a fun Pokemon to use. It probably wouldn't even be good without Nasty Plot, honestly. But you know, it's that concept, like. But the problem with complex bans is like, where does it end? Like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
If I can use Darkrai without Nasty Plot, then why can't I use Mega Rayquaza without any move above 80 base power?
It's an interesting fallacy.
Yeah.
So even though it's not the solution, it would be really interesting if somehow this Pokemon just didn't ever get access to Seismic Toss. Is Seismic Toss on everything? I feel like, no, it's not, definitely. It would be interesting if it never got it to try it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I banned this thing to hell just because I don't think the counterplay is healthy. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely not healthy. I remember in Gen 6 when I first tried this thing, I think it's one of its only like good answers was Aegislash.
Mm. That's crazy, dude.
Dude, I remember Age/Meta. So AIDS.
So disgusting.
Mandibuzz everywhere. Gliscor everywhere.
Wow. I think that wraps up this section here, right? Hopefully you
Yep.
guys heard your fan favorites that'll definitely either be banned to hell or deserve a chance. For the second part and the final part of this video, sadly, a little bit of a longer part, so if you stuck around this far waiting for this, here it is. I do have chapters in the throughout the video, so you could have skipped ahead to get to this part. We will be focusing on the relevant megas, the ones that'll really be groundbreaking and game shaking when they come out into the game. I'm going to say that we are going to go over a lot of megas. However, if you don't hear one, that's because we think it's bad. A few we won't be talking about are, for example, Mega Abomasnow, Mega Ampharos, Mega Audino, Mega Banette, Mega Blastoise, Mega Camerupt. Yes, these have niches. You can set up Trick Room, have a really bulky Rapid Spinner, Destiny Bond, Prankster shenanigans, but for the duration of this podcast, to keep it a little more short and concise, we're going to be going over the major ones. And the final thing I'll say before we transition, there will be also an emphasis relevant to the Pokemon Planet meta in our theory modding. So even if we don't believe something will be the strongest choice, based on the habits that are currently taking place in the meta, we will be putting a little bit of bias into talking about them. People's habits probably won't change immediately. It'll take time. So we'll do our best to account for that, considering the team building habits as well as the rarity habits. And I think that sums up the introduction. Why don't we hop right into the demon and Mega Scizor? What do you think about that, Mon?
So, Mega Scizor, it was one of the first megas we got in Pro, which is funny because it's still one of the best ones, easily. Mega Scizor just has so much utility. It fits on so many different kinds of teams. Like, it can be used on, balance, hyper offense. It can be used on just offense in general. It can be used on bulky offense. It can be used
You can run this shit on Rain.
Yeah, you can even run it on Rain, because its only weakness is fire.
Yeah.
And it's bulky. It has a lot of good utility moves. Even it has like Defog, it has Roost, it has Source Dance, U-turn. Being a good pivot is amazing. And you can even run like low speed to always go second on a pivot.
That's cool.
I actually bought a relaxed Scyther the other day.
Wow. Like in PPO?
Yeah. I got it for 100k. So, it's nice.
Not bad. So Scizor is one of those mons too that's already popular in PPO. People had multiple of these for PvP because Scizor is definitely a strong Pokemon in the meta. Definitely an answer to stuff like Togekiss. It is Zapdos food. But it does handle a lot of the top threats. And also being a little faster than Azu can be good for hitting it with that banded bullet punch if you're running a speedier build on it. But Scizor is one that's already super prevalent in the meta. And I regret not going over this earlier. We don't exactly know how the Mega Evolution Stones will come into play in terms of the item you need to Mega Evolve and how we will be able to obtain those items. But the Pokemon itself is already prevalent. So if the Scizorite is available in PPO for grinding, people will already have ready Mega Scizors ready to go as soon as that item is dropped, with nothing really being brought out from hell and suddenly becoming viable. In some of the other cases we'll go over. Yeah, Scizor is just crazy, dude. The bulky Swords Dance build is nuts. You can even run, like, people don't use defog Scizor much in PPO, but Mega Scizor is a pretty good defogger. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure. It's I wouldn't say it beats most rockers, but it definitely has a niche where like people only expect defog. You see Scizor, you're like, oh shit, it's either bandits or gonna sit up on me. People aren't gonna expect defog, even on Mega.
And I have a little bit of ignorance about this topic as well, but I believe that the specially defensive set, especially if you have Heal Bell support, becomes a switch into Keldeo. Is that right?
I'm not too sure on that one. I don't think it takes 2 Hydras.
Not 2 Hydras,
it definitely
but
takes Secret Sword.
Yeah, and it takes Scald if you have Heal Bell support to some extent. It can like roost it.
Mega Scizor is actually more physically bulky than Skarmory is.
What? Yeah, true. Holy shit.
Yeah, so it has. You can literally use it as Skarmory if you really wanted to. You know, another thing I didn't say is it has Curse. It does get access to Curse, but that's a Gen 2 transfer, so I don't know if we'll get that in PPO soon. But
Hmm.
Curse Mega Scizor is insane because it doesn't die to physical moves. Like you can go for a Darmanitan Flare Blitz. It's doing 20 after +6, probably not even 20.
Probably not. Yeah, no, this is a really crazy mon, and it'll just see a lot of use right away. It's one of the few megas too that actually keep its ability, Technician, which is an amazing ability on Scizor.
Yeah, even Game
Uh,
Freak knew that Technician was crazy.
yeah, yeah. A lot of the megas do get a change of ability, but not Scizor. So yeah, I'm excited to try this one. You got anything else you want to say about it?
Not really.
Be prepared to see this thing a lot. It'll be that physical defense pivot, special defense pivot. It does have less power than Adamant Banded Scizor, but it definitely makes up for it in the other stats. You'll
Oh
still
yeah.
see some Scizor around. Banded Scizor, old habits die hard, but
I
it'll
still
be
think Bandit Scissor is still good though, even with its mega
absolutely.
around.
Hmm. Yeah, it still has some use for sure. I mean, both of them were OU in Gen 6 together. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I guess that's all I got to say about it. Now, here comes the PPO bias, right?
Oh yeah.
With more commonality. Mega Gyarados, we don't necessarily think this is going to be the strongest Mega to hit the ground running. Smooge is about to
Yeah.
give a little more context for PRO, but
I
it is
don't
a
think
common by rarity. You go.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be bad by any means. Like it has a great ability in Mold Breaker and insane stats. Like I think its special defense is like 130 and its defense is 105. Is that correct?
109.
109, yeah. And its attack
You were
is
there.
144?
Higher. 155.
150. Oh shit, what the fuck? Anyway,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it has Mold Breaker, so all of a sudden, your Rotom Wash that always dealt with every single Gyarados ever is getting Earthquake and it's exploding.
Yep.
Stupid microwave in your stupid washing machine. They don't check it anymore.
Yep.
It does take like one, but whatever. After rocks, it dies, and it just on top of that, it has Intimidate before it Mega Evolves, so it has an easier time setting up in the first place. So it's definitely a threat, but I don't think it's gonna be. It's definitely not like a top 5 Mega for sure, but it's not something you should ever sleep on. It
Absolutely.
will definitely demolish an unprepared team, especially like a subset with like Crunch, Earthquake, Sub, Dragon Dance. It doesn't even need its Water move anymore.
Yeah, the bane of regular Gyarados right now, even the sub bounce set, like Rotom Wash deals with that kind of set really well. The Gyarados checks, even though there will still be quite a few, they will be more far and few between with the addition of Mega. And another thing I like about Mega Gyarados is there's an interesting thing where it changes its typing as well from a
Oh yeah,
water
that.
flying to a water dark. So you gain stab crunch, which definitely helps you. You don't have to run awkward bounce for your stab anymore, which is super predictable. Even if you're running something like that for a Moongus, all they need to do is pivot out and switch out. Even with hazards up, Regenerator is going to get all their health back. Um, and you
Speaking
have
of
the
Amoonguss,
50/50s. Sure.
you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to try a Power Herb Bounce
I knew you.
Gyarados.
I knew it. I knew it.
I
I knew it
also
was coming.
I saw a video of like Envy using Power Herb Dig Leafeon to catch Heat Trans. I thought that was fucking funny.
Yes. It looks all fucking awesome, to be
It's
honest.
hilarious.
I just love the little bit of mind games on Gyarados, though, with the
Yeah.
flying typing. You can avoid those ground moves or use the few, like U-turn in particular. If you're about to be U-turned on, you can Dragon Dance in your regular form, so you resist U-turn. Where if you Mega in Dragon Dance, you take super effective damage because of your Dark type. So
Yeah,
really cool examples.
it has two different types that are just very very extreme in differences. It's obviously still weak to
Agreed.
electric and grass, or not grass, but uh, when it mega evolves, it becomes weak to grass, and when it becomes less weak to electric, but then it becomes weak to fighting, whereas its normal form is resistant to fighting. It's a
Yep.
very extreme difference.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the fighting example is pretty good too.
It's also way uglier.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I hate the sprite for it too. Like,
Oh, it's so
honestly, the
stupid.
design is okay, but I really dislike the sprite personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to. Honestly, I'm not a big Gyarados guy. I probably won't slap it on too many teams right away, but it'll be cool to see regardless. That about do it for Gyarados for you?
Yep.
All right, we got
Actually,
this trio.
one more
Oh,
thing.
you got, you
It
bet, you bet.
it's really good at breaking stall with sub. Uh, stall can never really do anything about sub, like waterfall, earthquake, Gyarados.
Yeah,
Because of
true.
mold breaker, like you beat Unaware Clefable, you beat Quagsire Unaware if you're into that, and it kind of tears through everything else. Alomomola can't do shit. Chansey ain't doing anything. Skarmory, its sturdy is gonna be broken. It can whirlwind. I guess it does check it kinda, but if you knock off its
Kinda.
Rocky Helmet, then it's free.
It's free. It's too free. Cool. Yeah, it'll
All right.
be for those crying about stall. Give it a try. We got this trio of weather coming up, and again, the first example in particular. I don't think it'll be the strongest addition by any means, but it's definitely notable. Rain in PPO. When you get on the ladder and you play some games of BQ, you'll definitely fight a rain team or two, and you might be frustrated if you're not running a Ferrothorn, God forbid, Aviazu in my case. But if you don't have these rain checks to the meta, then your team will struggle. And Rain gets a lot stronger, I hate to admit, with Mega Swampert, which is a demon for the team. Uh,
I'm putting Solar Beam on my Torkoal. That's it.
that's it. That's it.
I'm about to
Like,
run like I'm about to run like Shell Smash, Timid, Solar Beam, HP Electric. Well, I think it actually just beats Rain.
I think it does beat Rain. It's nuts. Dude, Mega Swampert's like such a good addition to Rain though.
Oh
Like you don't
yeah,
think a
for sure.
Swampert of being that fast, and then like it gets fast, and also ground typing means so you don't have to run like Tank Chomp or Offensive Chomp on your Rain team anymore, or Toad. Like it completely replaces the offensive Toad in Rain.
Yeah. I haven't really seen much offensive Toad, so I can't really comment on that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, you definitely see some. It'll just be a an addition to Rain for sure. It'll be a strong one too. So even though I don't think it'll be the strongest, definitely look out for it. Does Mega Swampert have any kind of tech it can run to beat its checks? Do you know
So
stuff like
basically,
Tangrowth?
its moveset is basically Waterfall, or even Aqua Tail if you're crazy, Earthquake, and Ice Punch, and then its last move can be whatever it needs. So you can run like Stealth Rock, you can run Rain Dance just in case, you can run Power Up Punch to boost your attack, you can run Toxic to maybe catch something that walls you, like
A Momola maybe?
Lomomola, Slowbro.
Yeah.
Um, you can run Hammer Arm if you really hate Ferrothorn. There's a lot of options.
And water ground is just like I said, I dabbled on this, but it's a great typing. It's only weak to grass, and Rain is still going to be running Ferrothorn. So
Yeah,
the
not to
Mega
mention it's
Swampert
bulky.
plus, yeah, not to mention it's really fucking bulky. Yeah, definitely something to look out for. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not forward to trying to tech every team around Mega Swampert Rain, but
Oh
we're
yeah.
definitely gonna have to look. You gotta prep for it to some extent. I think. PPO players just love their rain, man. Not
Oh
not a
yeah.
diss, but not even a
Yeah, you know what else
diss.
they love? They love clicking stupid moves with Conkeldurr for no reason. Just today in Clan Wars, there was a Conkeldurr that led against my Exegol. You know what he clicked? You know what he clicked?
What did he click?
Knockoff. You know what he clicked after?
Knockoff.
He clicked knockoff again.
Uh,
Why am I switching? I'm a suicide lead. Why? Why would you ever? All Conkeldurr players play the same. They all share the same fucking brain. I swear to God. They they're all clowns. They all cosplay as Conkeldurr while they play Conkeldurr. It doesn't make sense to me how you could play such a good Pokemon right now at least, and then just not click good moves with it. You predict so far ahead that you're clicking knockoff on my what? My I don't have anything weak to dark. I don't understand. What are you clicking knockoff for?
So yeah, I agree. Like, I just want to like support that by saying I just did a video, dude, where I was doing a breakdown on my T2 team, which is an Azelf lead. I didn't show it in the recording itself, but there were Conkeldurr players I was clicking on. They were switching out against Azelf. Like they weren't knock off into Mach Punch. Like my Azelf,
like Drain Punch for me.
Dude, they would go into their Ferrothorn and die to Fire Blast. Like, why? I literally get a kill and then they figure out what to do. Or like, yeah, I don't know, man. It was, yeah, I did a rant on that too. But you know what Conkeldurr is strong against? Tyranitar, the next Pokemon in this video. Mega T-Tar is so cool, dude. What do you think about Mega T-Tar?
So I like it as a sweeper. The thing is that Mega T-Tar, it's usually a waste of a Mega slot because normal T-Tar does the same thing. I think one of its only niches is being a way better Dragon Dancer due to its speed increase and just raw power. Like, it has 164 base attack, right?
Yes.
Ooh, I got it right. And like 71 base speed?
Yes.
Yo, I'm a fucking genius. Anyway, it has...
Good job, G.
Dragon Dance, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Stone Edge. That's all you need. That's like, I think it's perfect coverage.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it does.
And after a Dragon Dance, it hits like 397 speed, which is all you need.
That is true. Yeah, you get to outspeed like D-Dance T-Tar in the regular meta. You're slower than Weavile still after D-Dance, and you're also slower than Crobat, right? Crobat's 394. Did I get that right? Yes. So Mega Tyranitar has just enough speed to be able to outspeed that stuff, which is really, really fantastic in my opinion. There's one other small niche I like about this where, let's say you send out the Mega T-Tar and you set up the sand, or you're running unnerved base Tyranitar, so your sand doesn't come up. You can Mega Evolve and get the sand up the next turn. Since you're not running a Smooth Rock, if you really care about the sand that much, you can just run Smooth Rock T-Tar. I don't know. I'm not giving the best PvP advice. I'm just explaining tech. But there is some sand shenanigans you can do by on the turn Pelipper comes in. You know, you Mega Evolve after the Pelipper comes in and sets up the rain, so you can get up the sand again that turn.
Yeah.
There's some interesting mind games with that. Tyranitar is just really, really, like, it's a great Pokemon, to be honest. But yeah, even the base form is exceptional.
Yeah. Yeah, we pretty much covered everything.
I think so too. No one really uses like rock polish Tyranitar, right? Even Mega.
Rock polish? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I think it does. Does it? Am I talking? Let's see if I'm talking on my ass again. I think it does. Yeah, it does.
Huh. I didn't know that.
I was thinking just Dragon Dance seems better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
Cool. Hey, so now the final of the triad of weather. We had the Mega Swampert supporting the rain, Mega T-Tar throwing up the sand. Now let's talk about Mega Zard Y. Now, I don't think we really love this for Sun specifically, right? But it getting drought is excellent.
Yeah, just as an example, I'm pretty sure a drought Fire Blast does like 40% the Chansey in the Sun.
I'm gonna count that. Yeah. I'm going to count that. Well, you're running Timid?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the Sun. Fire Blast. Oh my god, okay. I was looking at this, so embarrassing. Regular Zard. Alright, let's try that again. In the Sun. I think you have to run Modest to get that calc.
Oh, okay. Well, I know solar power in the
bitch.
Sun definitely I think it's a 2 KO.
yes, regular Zard. But for Zard Y, it being able to break bulky waters is just really good. Like you can slap Zard Y as a wall breaker on your team because of its access to solar beam coverage.
You know, one thing that Zard Y is actually really good on is sand. Sand and Zard Y go together really well because it covers all over. Okay, so any weather team against a team that has 2 different weathers is usually a pretty bad matchup. For example, rain. All of a sudden, your sand team is just destroying rain because you have a Mega Zard on it, and that's another thing that Charizard is good at is actually beating rain, because it has Solar Beam, and obviously it sets the sun, so it gets rid of the rain and makes water not very as powerful.
Yeah, no, for sure. Uh, yeah, and I just absolutely I think Megazord Y it just adds a lot. Uh, personally, I don't know. I just love its breaking power with 159 special attack. It gets really, really good, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, I don't know. So like on Sun, do you ever see Megazord Y support Sun?
Not really.
Like,
Uh,
not really. And why is that?
Torkoal is definitely a better sun setter than Charizard Y, and Charizard Y doesn't need sun support because it sets up its own. You know, it doesn't need it doesn't belong on a sun team. If you're gonna run Charizard on a sun team, it should be solar power.
Okay.
But
Yep.
uh, that being said, I don't think that like stuff like Venusaur is usually that good of a partner with Zard Y, because I think Charizard Y on a sun based team is pretty mediocre. I think it's best used with other weather.
Interesting. That's it's a sick phenomenon to be honest to hear about. Yeah, that's really cool. What do you think about the 50-50s with Megazord Y and its co-partner Megazord X? How do
So
you
that's
think the
another thing.
50-50s? Yeah.
So a lot of teams, they can really bait you, and you can't tell which mega they are, if they're Zard Y or Zard X, because they can both kind of fit on the same kind of team, sorta. But it's hard to distinguish, you know, for sure. And Charizard X is just a really insane sweeper. Has a good speed tier of base 100. It has Tough Claws, which boosts stuff like Dragon Claw and Fire
Even
Punch
Flare
and
Blitz.
Flare Blitz and Thunder Punch and any physical move. I've even seen Belly Drum Flare Charge. Oh my god, it's
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
I saw that too in a tour replay. Like the example with the Chansey you just gave, even though Megazard Y fails to break Chansey, you gonna send your fucking Chansey out on a Zard anyway? Like, what if
No.
that shit's X and you get blown back? Exactly.
Another thing is that
Like,
has like the same, it has like the Gyarados factor where it changes its type, so you can like bait a move to come out that just won't hit your normal form, or like will hit uh your mega form, for example.
yeah, yeah, and I guess in the point of Hmm. I guess like Thunderbolt is an okay example for one where maybe they were doing a calc and they have to like kill your Megazard Y with the Thunderbolt and they can't Volt Switch on it. Like if they're in that position and they Thunderbolt on the Megazard X, you're taking no damage. Like it's really cool. Yeah, the dragon and the flying type, just like the Gyarados example, really are inverse examples.
Yeah. Another thing is it actually has pretty good defense. It has like base 111, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's another set you can run. You can run like bulky Will-O-Wisp, Roost, and you know, you could be a piece of shit basically. It's it's unique for sure, but I've seen it used. I've used it myself before. It's pretty fun. But
Yeah, it looks mhm.
yeah, you run like Impish. You run like Earthquake, Will-O-Wisp, Roost, and Flare Blitz.
It's so cool. That's so sick. Can you fit Defog on a Megazard?
Uh Probably. I think you'd have to have a good team to support it though.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's cool. Zard is definitely a fan favorite, bro, and we have two megas in front of us. Is there any other fun fact or quirk you want to talk about before we move on to the next example here?
No, not really.
Yeah, the Zards are just really cool. Look out for those. Definitely a fan favorite. Check out, I will have a resource in the description as well for preferred natures on all your megas, so check that out and see which Zard you want to run. Would you agree in an MMO, by the way? Sorry to bring this so long, but you wouldn't get a hasty Zard for the examples I was bringing, right? Like to try to be both megas, you
Oh
would
yeah,
want to have
definitely
a
not.
timid and a jolly or Addy
Yeah, for sure.
because the bulk is that
I prefer
important.
timid Zard Y, and I actually like adamant Charizard X.
So there you go. There's the Smooge blessing. Let's move on to the next dragon, Garchomp, dude.
So here's the thing about Garchomp. Garchomp is already an insane. It's already an insane Pokemon. It has good base speed, but the problem is that its Mega loses speed, so it's actually way worse than normal Garchomp. It actually drop if okay. So if Garchomp would be UU if Garchomp wasn't OU, or Mega Garchomp would be UU if normal Garchomp wasn't OU.
Yeah. Yeah, it's OU by complication or something, I believe is the term they use
Yeah.
in Smogon. Like it has to be, and that's so interesting too. Chomp is definitely a prominent Pokemon in the PPO meta. You see it a lot. I call it the base 100 killer sitting at 102 speed. When you Mega Evolve, you don't get to keep that 102 speed anymore. Even on the turn you Mega Evolve, you go right down to 92. Yeah, you become threatening. You get 120 special attack for fire mix set, 170 base attack, insane defenses. But also your ability goes to the shits, at least in my opinion. There's better sound abusers, I think. It does get Sand Force. Maybe that's a bad take. This is where my inexperience comes into play.
Yeah, there's definitely
but
better sound abusers.
I like Sandvale and Rough Skin. Like Sandvale on Sand. Maybe I'm a bitch, but Sub Sandvale is a really good set, honestly.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
Alright, yeah. Hey, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, its ability is basically useless almost all the time.
So the main way people do use Mega Garchomp, if you were to build it in PPO, you don't even really want to run a Jolly Mega Garchomp, do you?
No, I think the best set is Rash or Mild. You basically run Mild, max special attack, max speed, and then you run a mixed set with like Earthquake, Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, and Stealth Rocks, I think.
So it's so different.
Yeah.
It's so different in the sense that, like, if you already had a Scizor ready to go for Megas, you probably don't have a Garchomp ready to go for Megas.
Yeah, it's basically not even a Garchomp anymore.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't feel like it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything notable at all you like to use Mega Chomp for, or do you just kind of pass it up in team building?
I have a cool Mega Garchomp stall team. I think it's in that paste.
Oh, God. I'll check that out later. I want to talk about some of these bruisers. What about you?
Bruisers?
Yeah, I'm talking about Mega Medicham, Mega Lopunny.
Oh.
Are those bruisers? Do you consider those bruisers?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, yeah. Is there anything else you want to throw in about Mega Garchomp or nah?
No.
All right. Mega Medicham, Mega Lopunny. I think these are going to be some of the strongest Megas in the PPO meta specifically, right when they come out. Mega Medicham just is bonkers in the meta, in my opinion. Having 100 base power, base attack, huge power Mon once again, or it's pure power rather. Not that it makes a difference, but it's crazy. Going up from 80 speed, which is just below being viable in my opinion for regular Medicham, you go up to base 100, insane speed tier, and you just break through everything in the meta. I guess let's focus on Mega Medicham first, but I think Mega Lopunny and Mega Medicham both go hand in hand in a way.
Yeah.
What do you like to run on your Mega Medicham? I think all you need, dude, is like Fake Out, Ice Punch, Zen Headbutt, High Jump Kick. Yeah,
that's pretty much. That's all you need. You can run Bullet Punch maybe, but
sure.
I don't really know what you would replace. I guess Ice Punch. Actually, it'd probably be Zen Headbutt.
True. Yeah, yeah. You don't like Zen Headbutt's good for some stuff, like Clefable, right?
Clefable,
that's the one you break. And then you need Adamant Mega Medicham, right, to break Clefable, or no? Is that a myth?
I think it needs Adamant. I might be wrong.
I'll check it out real quick.
Either way,
but yeah,
it's like a fucking dump truck, you know? It doesn't... High Jump Kick is doing like... I think it does like 75% to Skarmory.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
It does 100% to offensive Volcarona, I think.
Wow. Here, I'll check that out real quick. Yeah, it kills offensive Volcarona.
Yeah, it's very, very hard hitting. What if its only checks? Oh my god, I'm breaking everything. What if its only checks is Mega Sableye, which I think will probably be banned. So
yeah,
it doesn't have any. Its best check is being faster.
Yep. You have to be faster and scared out, and there's little to no switch-ins with it. By the way, the Addy versus Jolly calc is for leftovers clef. Like, you need Addy to break through after leftovers recovery.
Okay, cool. So if you knock it off,
Like, unaware after rocks and stuff doesn't matter either. Like, Jolly is fine for that.
that's nice.
Definitely super, super threatening. And relevant to PPO in the way, when I started the game, Smooge, I had a Jolly Medicham I used through my playthrough. Like, it's just stuff I feel like you kind of get it because they're cheap and easy to hunt as being only a rare. I'm sure most people have one sitting around ready to go.
Yeah, I have an adamant one with max speed and good attack and good everything.
And there you
else.
go.
Just
in good bulk too.
Yep.
Yeah, so that'll be one that won't take much transition time to be able to use and just absolutely blow shit out of the game. Yeah, it's really good, man. I'm excited for it personally.
Yeah, me too. It's pretty good on hyper offense.
Yeah, I mean, just forcing your opponent to pick sacks every time. It's just crazy. You can constantly be up.
Yeah.
They constantly have to go into their faster mon. And Mega Lopunny is, are you good with Mega Medicham?
Yeah.
Mega Lopunny is definitely one of those faster mons then, man. Like, this thing's speed tier is bonkers. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, its speed tier is definitely great. Its move pool is also pretty good. It has fake out, return, high jump kick, and ice punch, and it has a lot of utility moves it can use. Like, you can tech like healing wish. You can use, I think it gets wish.
Yes.
It gets ice beam, so you can run something for Garchomp if you're scared of touching its body.
It gets heal bell.
It gets heal bell. It gets cosmic power if you're insane.
The Thunder Wave.
Yeah, Thunder Wave. You can even bait. You can run like Switcheroo, Lagging Tail, Klutz, normal Lopunny.
That's true. Yep.
So
you can be a really, yeah, you can be a nuts bait with that. And I don't know, I think Lopunny will definitely shake shit up a lot. From all the examples we've been talking about, Lopunny's the first one that's illegal that implements like a whole new speed tier to the game. And we'll see this get expanded on soon as well. But yeah, 135, you typically see Weavile at 125 speed, really just destroying stuff that's slower than it and kind of controlling it, forcing you to run Scarfs on teams. But Mega Lopunny kind of expands on that really well. Sure, one move it doesn't get is knockoff, but return plus high jump kick really takes care of the switch-ins it needs. With Scrappy to make it you can't even go into your ghost type to be able to combat this mon. I think it's really good.
Yep.
Is this allowed in PRO?
What, Lopunny?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the best megas.
That's so cool. Sick.
Right. Next, Latias.
Yup. Yes, Latias. This is your girl, so why don't you take it?
So Mega Latias is one of my favorite megas. It has insane stats. It has like base 110 defense, base 150 special defense, and it keeps its speed tier of 110, and
110.
then its special attack hits like 140, I think.
Yeah, and it's even better defense. It's 120 too.
Oh, 120 defense. So like,
yeah,
you can actually run like bold if you're crazy, but usually the best set is timid, max HP, max speed, and then you run like Calm Mind, Refresh, Stored Power, and Recover. Basically, you put it on a team where like the goal of the team is to eliminate dark types, and then Latias just wins. Like, no question, it wins.
Yeah. The great thing with Refresh, you don't see it that often. I think the closest thing to status dodging you see is Safeguard. Like Safeguard Volcarona is used to be able to just avoid being able to be toxic for 5 turns. Refresh, you take the toxic or the T-Wave, and then you heal your status. And like Smooge said, you just get rid of the... And you can even run Aura Sphere if you want to, like 2 attacks, stored power. Maybe it's more often Psychic or Psyshock plus Aura Sphere. That's mainly if you don't use the refresh set, I guess. But you get rid of the darks, and then you just win because stored power does too much to everything, and you have too much bulk to be able to take it down.
Okay, I just zoned out for a second. Did you say Aura Sphere?
Yeah, I did.
It doesn't get Aura Sphere. That's Gen 8.
I am so sorry. Well, thanks for correcting me on that. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, I've been playing too much Gen 8 then. I'm sorry. Don't listen to a lot of that. But the next point I'll make that is definitely pure fact is
Reflect
the
type?
fact that, yeah, reflect type.
Oh.
I was going to say switching in on knockoff, man.
Oh yeah. So, here's something cool. Banded knockoff from Weavile is like 40%.
Yes, to the max HP set, right? I
Yeah.
think.
If you're running bold, it does like 30.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really, really crazy damage here. I'm trying to get the fucking calc up here. Latias Mega. There we go. Latias I. Yep. So yeah, you can all see it on the screen. It is not taking that much. Really cool. I think it's better than its counterpart, right? Mega Latios.
For sure. I think Mega Latios is kind of it's usually mediocre. It's kind of a waste of a Mega Shot most of the time. It does have one niche in being a way better mixed attacker than normal Latios.
Yep. It does get the attack buff all the way up to 130 attack from 90 attack, which is really cool. You can run Earthquake. That helps you deal with a lot of your checks like Heatran. Surf does a lot of damage on its own. But yeah, Earthquake definitely helps you just blow through those checks a lot better. And yeah, you see Latios is definitely the mixed attacker. I think Calm Mind sets are sometimes used on Mega Latios as well. But yeah, I think the pinnacle set is that mixed attacker with Earthquake sets.
Yeah, for sure. Earthquake on mixed, they run naive. I think it does KO Heatran after rocks, I believe.
Yeah, and I think they run some invest for it too. So that
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. For your Latios, if you have a timid Latios already, I think the Calm Mind set is still pretty good. But the naive one, like, dude, I see naive Latios is going for like, I don't know, 60% of the price of a timid one, which is already super cheap.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, like picking up a naive Latios in preparation for however megas are implemented is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's
I
definitely
would
worth to buy.
I would make a move if you had the money.
Even
And
even
even in
Hasty is good too.
I think it's like I think naive is definitely better, but like you said, but yeah, I wouldn't hate a hasty.
All right.
I definitely wouldn't.
Next
You want to talk
Pokemon.
about Mega Zam? Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Alakazam. So here we have Speed Demon. Mega Alakazam is basically going to be the fastest Pokemon in the game forever.
Yes.
That's it. That's what it does. It's fast. It hits hard, and if it had any move that wasn't Focus Blast, it'd probably be banned.
Mm-hmm. And you mean that in the way that if Focus Blast was, for example, like 80 or 90% accurate, even like
Oh
the
yeah,
fact that its coverage move is only 70% accurate
keeps
makes
it in
it so,
check.
yeah, it keeps it in check for sure. Alakazam is cool because Mega Alakazam is fantastic, but base Alakazam is great too. Being able to come in and be Magic Guard, which is really cool. You can use like a regular Life Orb Zam or a Sash Zam with counter, and you can bait in a lot of stuff to play otherwise a little unoptimally, thinking if they're a Mega Zam. Because it's an interesting 50-50. You either have to play around it or you have to scout. And coming off 175 base special attack, I don't think it's that easy to scout uh, at all around a Mega Zam.
Yeah, it's definitely easy to scout around. It's not to mention it has Trace, so it can switch into things like Heatran and it can revenge kill stuff like Swampert because it traces its Swift Swim, and it
Yeah,
can.
that's true.
One thing it does for sure is it absolutely demolishes Sun.
Yeah.
Every Pokemon in Sun just fears that thing, you know.
Yeah, and the 150 speed tier, you do say it's the speed demon. So it is faster than Mega Lopunny. And yeah, like you really can't get away with some of those Scarfers that are slower than 100 anymore. Like the speed tier needed to catch up to a timid Zam it's really restrictive. Like a base 100 Scarfer is 492 speed, and this thing hits 438.
Yeah, you
There's
need a base 90 Scarfer now to outspeed Zam, I
yeah,
think, or 85. I think it's
I'll check if it's 85, like Nidoking.
I
I'll
think it's
check it.
85.
Or yep, you can be a timid Nidoking and outspeed it. So yeah, it definitely goes up. Like Scarf Mamoswine, Scarf Chandelure, Scarf Togekiss, they're all slower. And that last one, Scarf Togekiss, definitely is going to take a beating too, just because of that.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think we missed anything.
I don't think we missed anything either, but I didn't think about the whole trace aspect. That does make it a really good answer to weather if you're struggling against it. I do love that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next.
Yup, we got a couple. We got a duo.
Should probably just pair these, like Gardevoir and Gallade.
Yeah, I'm down.
They're the same type, but they don't really fill the same role. Oh wait, no, they're not the same type. I'm stupid.
No, they're not. Yeah,
they're the same. They're brother and sister.
The same evolution line. It's cool. You're going crazy. This thing's been going for a while. I don't mind.
Oh yeah, this is longer than our last take. How?
I know.
What
I know. I know.
But Mega Gardevoir has Pixelate, which is really cool. So it's better Sylveon basically, and Mega Gallade is it's better Gallade. It's a fast fighting type, which is pretty rare.
It
hits base 110, which is Gengar speed.
Yep. Mega Gallade is gonna, in particular, that one does something where it kind of invalidates the slower fighting types, like the Conk Smooge was venting about earlier. Mega Gallade definitely is just gonna be like, why use Conk anymore? Except for a few remote situations when you can use Mega Gallade,
I think that's more for Medicham. Like, why use Conk when Medicham exists? Or even Lopunny.
I see. But does Mega Gallade have any argument too? I don't know. Guess not.
Okay, so I guess the problem with Mega Gallade is that it doesn't have good priority. It has Shadow Sneak, but it's not reliable enough to even run.
Forgot that shit got Shadow Sneak.
Yeah, usually the set you see is like Close Combat, Swords Dance, Zen Headbutt, Ice Punch.
Yeah, it's like the same.
It's kind of like it's kind of locked to that one moveset because it can't really afford to use much else. So I guess that's the problem with it. But on that being said, it has insane stats. It has 165 attack.
Yeah, no, Gallade is definitely I forgot it got Shadow Sneak too. Like the addition of Swords Dance also is fantastic. Definitely look out for Gallade. This pairing of Pokemon here we're talking about are definitely the last ones that we're gonna go super in depth on. Yeah, they're definitely the ones that are more new bait and whatnot and stuff you should, well, if you have it in your box essentially, kind of thing. And also the biggest threats of the meta. And with Mega Gardevoir, just to bring it all full circle real quick, and I give the ladies some love, I think like Mega Gardevoir is kept in check because in the MMO, a lot of people are going to have Mega Scizor. And yeah, Mega Gardevoir is fantastic, having 165 special attack and 100 speed.
Enough.
Yeah, but it's just not bulky enough. It gains nothing on that defensive side at all. And its SPDF was already really nice.
Its move pool is pretty mediocre, I guess. It does get like good utility. Like I think it gets Healing Wish. It gets
It does.
It even gets Swish, I guess. It gets you can run something like Sub, Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, Psyshock. It's a pretty good stall breaker. It does get Taunt. It gets it gets a lot of good moves, but the problem is that its speed tier is it's good. It's base 100, but it's not amazing, and it's a lot slower than other Mega Pokemon. So it's definitely outclassed by stuff like Mega Alakazam, or even honestly, it's even outclassed by like Medicham. There's not really a much of a reason to use Gardevoir over something like Alakazam.
I agree, because like Focus Blast is your coverage move to hit steals, and again, the whole thing is Focus Blast is gated by its accuracy. It's not reliable in any way. Yeah. Hyper Voice breaking through subs is really cool, but yeah, no, I agree. It's gonna be something people use. But yeah, it's kind of, this is where the line ends with like stuff that is going to be more viable for sure. The rest of this is still going to be fun to use and definitely stuff to look forward to. But yeah, a bit of a speed round. That's what you want to do, right, Smooge? You down?
Yeah, let's go. Let's speed run this.
Let's speed run this. So first one up, Mega Slowbro.
It doesn't die. It has really good defense, and it has a good ability in shell armor, so you can't be crit. So you could just fucking plow through teams because of Calm Mind, and your opponent not having Toxic or Taunt or anything like that. Plus, it's a bulky water, and those are always cancer. So that's
good without its Mega form. It fucking regen too.
Regen.
You don't even have to Mega. You just and also knock off Absorber. 110 defense, 95 HP. You're not gonna knock off a Mega Stone off a Mega Bro. It's not possible.
Yeah. Next.
Yep.
Mega Pinsir. Next. This thing, it's definitely underrated. It has Aerolate, so all of its normal moves become flying type, so you can run like Quick Attack and Return. Return becomes like a nuke. Quick Attack is just priority, that's flying type, which is, it's unheard of on any other Pokemon. So
yeah,
it's really nice because it has Sword Stance, it has Close Combat, Earthquake, has a lot of good coverage. And on top of that, it has Hyper Cutter before Mega Evolving, has Mold Breaker, so that's not really useful before Mega Evolving, and it has Moxie. So you can find a use for all three, but I think Hyper Cutter is the best, so it can't be intimidated before it Mega Evolves. You can
find a use. Basically. It's 105 speed, bro. It's a little faster than the base 100, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's
not necessarily. A lot of the base 100s will be Scarf, but if it's not something like Manaphy or Celebi, if it's not a Scarf set Celebi, you're faster than those, can blow those away for sure. All the coverage you need. I would say the only real weakness is how it's weak to rocks. When you Mega Evolve, you're 4 times weak, and when you come in naturally, you're weak. So it requires a lot of support to get going, but it's good. Good?
Yep. Next, Altaria. The only Dragon Fairy type. So this thing, it's
cool.
It's insanely bulky. It also has a pretty good set in Refresh, Dragon Dance, Return, Roost. It has Pixelate, so Return becomes a Fairy type move, which, there's no immunity to Fairy type. So this set is it's demonic, and it doesn't have much that can really just outright stop it.
Dude, you can't burn it. It runs Facade. Facade is Pixelate boosted.
Yeah, it can also run Facade. That's a good point.
Yeah, I like the Dragon Dance Facade set for sure. This thing just blows through teams. And Dragon Fairy typing defensively is nuts. I have to look. This is weak to what? It's weak to Fairy, Ice, Poison, Steel. Okay, there's 4, but really good. I think it's gonna be hard to come by. It's an ER, but it'll be cool.
Mega Venusaur. If Mega Sableye is banned, this is pretty much Stall's last hope. It's good without outside of Stall too. It has a really good Modest set. It hits hard. I think it's base 125 special attack, I believe.
122. Yep.
122 something. Yeah, close enough. With HP Fire, it has really good coverage of Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, HP Fire, and just Synthesis to keep healthy. And it has a great ability in Thick Fat. So it's not weak to Fire or Ice anymore. It's only weak to Psychic and Flying.
Flying. Yep, and you can just run the Steel type on your team to deal with those. There's definitely a lot of stuff you can do. Mega Venusaur and Stall provides you a lot of utility with Sleep Powder, Leech Seed. It can even be fat as fuck and just run Synthesis. After you get your few hits off, doesn't matter. It gets 1 free switch in, heals it all back up. It doesn't have to Leech protect you. It's just in. It's going to be fat. It's going to be annoying for people to deal with. It can be really infuriating to kill because Thick Fat is an obnoxious ability, but yeah, I think it'll definitely see some use.
All right, next, Houndoom. Houndoom is its only use is basically on Sun. If you're not using it on Sun, what are you doing? You're trolling. Please stop playing. That's it. It's good on Sun. It has solar power, it has good special attack, and good speed, and it breaks. It has Nasty Plot. It's nice.
It's actually fucking crazy on Sun. You can't understate how nuts this thing is on Sun.
It's definitely really good on Sun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really hard to understate how good it is. Heatran, it can't switch into +2 Nasty Plot Dark Pulse in the Sun. It dies. Yeah, it dies. Calm Heatran dies. I'm not going to calculate. We don't have time. This is a speed run. It's just not going to see much use because of how it has to be on Sun. But don't get me wrong, it's viable. Its speed is incredible.
Sun in general is just a very Very sad tale.
Yeah, it's a difficult archetype to pilot for sure.
Wish it was Gen 8. It's really good there.
True,
Anyway,
true. Mega Heracross.
Heracross. So Heracross is it's good. It's just not. There's a lot of better things in it. Like, why would you run Heracross when Lopunny or Medicham or even Gallade exist? You know.
Look, I hate its design too. I'm just gonna say it.
Dude, okay, I hated its design before I realized its hands were guns.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm looking at that now.
They have like revolvers in them. Yeah, that's how it shoots at the bullet seeds. It's really cool. Anyway,
it's also one of those cases that's like really it slows down. Heracross is base 85, it goes down to 75, but it makes up for it in its attack. It gains 60 attack and a good amount of bulk too.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty good in Trick Room, I'd say.
It's good in Trick Room, and this thing breaks stall. You did touch on that, right?
Yeah, Sword Stance and
whatever.
Yeah, Pin Missile and
Arm Thrust if you're trolling, but Bullet Seed, Rock Blast.
You don't use Arm Thrust. Close Combat.
Yeah, no, close combat's literally stronger. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
But yeah, that's Mega Heracross. Mega Pidgeot.
Bro, this thing sucks. Next.
Really?
No.
Really? Wait. No guard Hurricane's cool. All right.
Yeah,
next.
I know. It's cool. It's cool. It has a pretty good stall breaking set. It has a refresh set. That seems to be a common theme with Mega Pokemon, actually. But it gets Work Up, Refresh, Roost, Hurricane.
Yeah, that's what you use.
Stall can't do shit against it. It's kind of funny.
Its speed tier is troll too, okay? 121 speed, it's like really actually okay. Like it's super awkward and yeah.
It's definitely an awkward speed tier.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like Megas are gonna make its speed tier not as impressive, but it's faster than base Zam. That's what you gotta know about it.
Yeah. Next, Beedrill.
U-turn.
It's just a pivot, honestly. That's all it is. It's really strong, but it's walled by a lot of random shit like Score. The Score completely shuts it down.
Like it's nuts because this is an adaptability mon, and it gets adaptability 150 base attack U-turn. But like I feel like its stab just isn't good enough. Like Crawdaunt Water Dark Stab is nuts. And okay, Crawdaunt's not a pivot, they're different things, but I'm just explaining how like Crawdaunt doesn't care that it doesn't run coverage moves. Like it doesn't care that it doesn't run Aerial Ace on sets to beat grass types.
Water Dark.
Yeah, that's all it needs. But Beedrill, you're running Drill Run, like on every set.
Alright, next. Mega Manectric. This thing is the ugliest motherfucker of all time. It is
hot take. I don't think so.
Bad, dude. No, this design is hot garbage. It's it looks so stupid. What did they do to my boy?
What have they done? Intimidate Pivot is cool. I don't really think this thing does much other than like these are UU mons. They're not going to see as much use. Its speed tier is nice
in T1.
Yeah, I can too. This thing is speed tied with Mega Lopunny, which is kind of sucky. I wish it was like 136 speed, just to like give it a little bit of an edge, but it still wouldn't see OU play in my opinion, just because its coverage is super easy to play around. Even though it has what it needs, you can still play around it well, in my opinion.
Yeah. Next, Mega Aerodactyl, the fastest Pokemon in UU.
In UU,
it has the same speed as Mega Alakazam, but it's just not good. So. It's down in UU. It has a lot of good. It has cool tech you can do. Like it's a good stealth rocker. But one of my favorite sets is actually Hone Claws, Iron Tail, Stone Edge, and I think it was Aerial Ace.
Yeah, I agree.
So it gets Tough Claws, but it gets no flying move to really abuse it. So it has to run Aerial Ace, which is really trash.
Yep.
Like wow, dude, this thing should have got Brave Bird. It should get Rockhead. Head Smash and Brave Bird. Change my mind.
Change your mind? It's a pterodactyl. That is a bird. I'm not changing your mind. Next. Mega Sceptile.
This thing's ass.
I don't like it. Yeah, I really don't like this. I didn't even want to put it on this list, to be honest. I wanted to put it with the stuff we talked about at the beginning. But it's fast. It has Lightning Rod, which is kind of troll. I just think it's awkward as hell, man.
It's Sword Stance, I guess. It's pretty cool.
Like, it's crazy. Like, even on 145 special attack, the scariest set I ever see is the sub leech set, just because it can abuse that so well with 145 speed. But it's just nuts that, like, even Grass Dragon, which sounds so good on paper, I don't know why it's just so underwhelming in practice. I think it's just Like, it doesn't
Lack
get
of really
good enough
strong moves.
coverage. Yeah. It doesn't get
Next.
Draco Meteor, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No.
Only dragon types. Even though it's
Yeah.
dragon, it doesn't have a.
Its
Can't
base
run a
form
Meteor.
isn't. Yep.
Right, next, Absol.
Emo boy.
It's basically just Bisharp, but why would you use this as your Mega slot when Bisharp is right there?
Yeah, like Mixed is cool on paper. You can run Fire Blast or Ice Beam for stuff, but I feel like Bisharp, Knockoff, and Sucker Punch, like, I mean, there's not too much I really want to break, like, unless I'm really trying to specifically avoid taking Rocky Helmet damage. I don't know. Maybe I'm sleeping on it. It's cool. Magic Bounce is a fantastic ability, but I'm normally, I don't know, I don't find myself that prone to like status and stuff on Bisharp. Like, hopefully when I bring it in, all the annoyances are already cleared up, and the speed tier just isn't enough for me to be sold, man. This thing runs Psycho Cut too. Next.
Sharpedo, I think it's underrated.
Yeah, I
Strong
agree.
Draw, Crunch, 2-hit KOs like everything. Especially if you're adamant. That's basically all I have to say on that. It's not really anything special.
You also get the speed boost though. Wait. Speed boost though. And your
Yeah,
pre-evolution, you get to
nice.
speed boost like once.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it.
Cool. Next.
Steelix. It's a rock snake. It has high defense. Next, Aggron. It's a behemoth that has high defense. It's good on stall sometimes. Next, Diancie.
I mean, Diancie is really cool. And the only reason it's down here, honestly, is because it's not in the base game right now. Like, Diancie isn't even available. So I'm just going to stall time while Smooge gets ready to flame everyone with their next take. But yeah, Mega Diancie is definitely awesome. Great speed tier at 110. Diamond Storm is an awesome move. Rock Fairy is a respectable typing. But damn, it just doesn't make sense to put in the viable Pokemon at the beginning because of how it's not even available right now. All right, Smooge, pop off.
All right, listen. I'm gonna say this, and I'm only gonna say it once. If you use Glalie, Mega Glalie, you don't belong in this game. we don't appreciate your kind here.
This shit, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Awful. But you know, there's someone out there who thinks it's broken because like the Ferrothorn got O-code by Explosion.
Yeah, exactly. Like Glaciate Explosion. If that's the strongest thing about your Mega, rethink your fucking design. I'm just saying.
Yeah, dude.
Mega Glalie is
shit.
shit.
That good.
Yeah. Sucks. It's even an ER and PPO. Like, if you go out of your way to fucking hunt Mega Glalie, oh my god. I got choice words. Yeah. Why do you have Meganium and Yanmega here?
Meganium. So, it has Mega in the name. So, Meganium is bad. Next, we have Yanmega. Yanmega actually has a really cool set in Tinted Lens Specs. So, Specs Air Slash from Tinted Lens Yanmega actually 2-hit KOs some Heatrans after rocks.
Yeah. Yep, it does. It's pretty cool.
Yanmega is my favorite Mega.
Oh my god, we've lost it. So,
Mega Zubat.
If you made it to the end of this video, you've probably played how many 300 turns games, bro? This is something else.
About 4.
Hey, why don't you get... Yeah. Like, I really hope you actually played Pokemon Planet or something instead of just listening to this. But this is episode 1 of 300 turns. I feel like this was actually really informative, though, despite everything we've covered. Like, link this to your friends, people, if you want to get into the Pokemon Planet PvP meta. This will be something really good to keep in mind, and all the resources will be in the description to check out all this stuff as it's coming out. You can find out what natures you need for your megas and whatnot. I'm one for Orange. I make competitive Pokemon Planet content on YouTube. You can find my competitive analyses and breakdowns on my channel. I typically don't do stuff like this with my partner, Smooge. But Smooge, tell them about yourself.
I play Pokemon.
And what do you think about Twitter?
Every Twitter user is a fucking sewer dweller. Every single one of them.
So if you don't use Twitter and you want to see more from Smooge, you can check out his link. It'll be in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, share with your friends, comment. And I look forward to seeing you in episode 2 and the next 300 turns episode. Take care.
Shawty's like a melody in my head.
In my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing that.
Dude, I had that stuck in my head for some reason.